I'm Mon and welcome back to Don't Tick the Box. Today we have for you Upcrate's January box, just in time for the last Tuesday of the month. So let's get to it. As always, I'm giving you the first view. And we have, first of all, the monthly magazine, which we are not going to look into because it contains clues, but since nothing is wrapped, we can completely see what we get. And once again, I am really excited already because we get pen holders, nib holders and nibs, and presumably a box of inks. That would be the most logical thing. Indeed it is. We get 3 bottles with droppers in scarlet red, no, just scarlet, black and sepia. Right. Not a very spectacular color scheme, but one that is very workable. We get, like always, this month's stickers. And I really do have the impression that they become more and more colorful and more varied, because we used to get lots of stickers in the same style, namely the house or the brand style, with a lot of references to art and pirates. Well, it still has a lot of reference to art and pirates, but like this octopus, how cute is this? Better show you this in close-up. Now, there's something hidden here that I did not see. We get a Koh-I-Noor Hartmut 4H pencil. 4H is for me it's really hard already. It's not the hardest possible pencil, but for me that's, I know I'm going to struggle with it. Or I presume I'm going to struggle with it. You never know until you try, of course. And that the last items. First of all, this month's artwork by co-captain Gallon Sardine. Isn't this cute? This is really cute. I like it a lot. And lastly, we get a Paint On Multi-Techniques natural. It is natural, so it's not white, but a very creamy beigey brown. It's quite thick though. How much is this? 250 GSM, 10 sheets by Clairefontaine, which is, if you don't know already, it's one of my favorite brands for paper, so really like that. Alright. I almost said that seems to be all, but this is actually quite a lot, because Rohrer & Klinger ink, like the one we got, is not cheap. Presumably very good. I've only seen this in other people's videos. I don't have any of these inks. But I'm quite excited because I've been looking into buying some and now I don't have to. So there you go. Let's get swatchy. First of all, let's get this pencil started. As anticipated, very hard and quite scratchy. And not as much shading possible as with a softer pencil. But to be fair, it's not as terrible as I expected, so if I'm careful I might get some use out of it. But I'm really just not a fan of the harder type of pencils. Now, the thing that we really want to see the inks. First of all, the sepia. Be careful when opening these because they seem to be very, very full. And very pigmented because this is sepia, but it looks almost black. So I might try this later on with a little bit of water. Next we have black. Let's see if you can see a difference. I also must note that these are quite smelly. Now for me this is not so much an issue, but some people would probably prefer inks that are less smelly. And lastly, already, even before it hits the paper, you can see it's very bright. We have the scarlet. And now I'm going to try that again, but with a little bit of water and the brush in the same order. The diluted sepia, which gives a lovely, lovely dark brown. And lays down very evenly. Almost, if I dare say it, almost like a liquid watercolor. Next we have the black, which despite being diluted is still very, very dark. Not really the grayscale I was looking for. So I will have to dilute that even further. And lastly, the scarlet, which again is a little bit more vibrant than I thought. I was aiming for an either like more of a pinkish tone, but scarlet is more of a warm red, so you don't get as much pink as actually light red, but still it's darker than I anticipated. So that's actually quite interesting. That means that the inks are indeed very, very pigmented and that you can get a lot of use out of them. So brownie points for that. And the last thing that I want to swatch, or at least try out, is one of the nibs that we got. I just grabbed the first one with the larger nib holder. We also got a small one. But the nib that I pulled out only fits in this one, so I had no choice really. Now let's see what we can do with these. It seems to be a very flexible nib. But I should probably put on a little bit more ink. I was going to say I am quite happy with that, but you have to be very careful to put enough ink on your nib, because otherwise you do get some scratchy effects. But that's why we swatch, of course, so that we know. Anyway, that's it swatch wise. Time to get sketchy. This month's battle topic is unexpected friends. some final thoughts. First of all, if you hadn't guessed already, I'm very, very happy with this box. And I must say the star of the show is unexpectedly not the inks, but the paper. It worked wonderfully. It was smooth enough to accept both the pencil and the pen, but it was sturdy enough and thick enough to hold a lot of ink and water. So really, really, really happy with it. And also, I mean, look at the color. It's so, so soft. It really worked well with the colors in ink that we got to create a very mute, earthy palette. And I know I'm usually the one to be very excited about bright colors, but I found that this muted palette really suited the style of drawing that you can make with inks and a pen nib. I'm looking forward to trying these out a lot more. Only thing that I have anything negative to say about is maybe the pencil, but even though it's very hard and light, it worked very well on the paper and I had no trouble erasing it, which is usually an issue with the harder pencils. So I find myself having absolutely nothing bad or negative to say about this box. As always, I'm very happy with it and I can highly recommend it. And I hope to see you next week. Bye!